So I've got my onions and my garlic ready to be blended, and I'm using a blender because that's obviously quite a bit, and I don't really want to chop that all up by myself. I've got one of those like hand chop things, and those are alright for small jobs, but there's a lot more than I want to do on my own. So I've also got my peppers kind of boiling there because I want to try to get the skins off of those as best I can. So letting that just go ahead and do its thing, and so I'm going to blend those onions up and we're going to get started with the actual chili making process. Okay, well I've added some olive oil to the pan, but I think we're going to need a little bit more, so let me go ahead and get that. I put my kosher salt into the oil while it is heating up. Want a decent amount there. Get my black pepper. It's gonna take forever. Just gotta sprinkle some in there. Okay. It's not. I have to get more cumin out of the other area there. So put some cumin in. We definitely want a fair amount of that in there. And this is just to start the onion and garlic off with some of the flavors. This is California sweet paprika. Definitely want a fair amount of that. Start that off with. I don't think we need anything else right now. Oh yeah. Let's do just a little bit of cayenne right now. Add a little more heat. Spoon out. So that is the spices doing their thing. And I'm going to just go ahead and add the onion and garlic here in just 1 second. Spoon ready. That looks like a margarita or something, but you would not want to drink that. Okay, going pretty crazy. That was really just 2 humongous yellow onions and about half of a full clove of garlic. I think that's going to be just about the right amount. So now that's looking pretty good, I think. So you let that go for a few minutes and then we'll add our turkey. 2 pounds of turkey was not going to be enough, so I luckily had one more piece that was frozen, one more package I mean, so I added that to it. So that's another pound and a half of turkey, so it should be nice and meaty chili. So I've begun mixing in the pepper puree that I made. That ground turkey that I put in that was frozen is almost completely thawed. Some of it was already on the outside, was ready, so I was kind of scraping that off and letting that start getting really worked in. I'm just kind of breaking up the remaining piece of turkey down there that's thawing, and those chunks of tomatoes will be pretty much completely absorbed in by the time this is all said and done. Those will all break down really good. And now I'm going to add my beans. So for this I've got black beans. I actually usually prefer to have kidney beans, but I've dumped out because of the low iodine I have to have black beans. So I've dumped out the juice. I don't want it, but I would recommend that you probably do the same thing, especially if you're doing low iodine, because that's where any of the added salt that does get added in the process is going to be more in the juice than in the beans themselves. So if you can just have those beans eventually dumped out. Okay, well I've got the beans added in and stirred in. I just add a little more salt and a little more pepper. As I start adding stuff, it's going to water down the flavors that you've got, so I want to try and keep it nice. I'm going to add a little chipotle, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a smoky spiciness to it. And I've got a little smoked Spanish paprika, which I like quite a bit, so I'm going to make sure that I add some of that too. I think that'll add a nice little bit more smokiness. That's not as spicy as the Chipotle and the Cayenne, but it's nice. And then a little Anchio Chili Pepper. So that's not as spicy either, but it's also kind of smoky, and it's got a slightly different flavor. So kind of get some real nice stuff going on in there. And as you can see, the pot is pretty full. I think I'm going to have to let this cook down just a little bit before I can add in some more stuff. So we're almost done. Alright, well, we're getting pretty far along here. I've got a decent amount of room left in there, or made now. So I'm going to add the chocolate, and really I just want to add the whole thing. So I'm just going to open it, and I'm just going to break the pieces apart. So this will kind of give it a little bit of bitterness. Like a lot of people I know add coffee. I'm not doing that this time, but I know that's something a lot of people like to do. But We added that chocolate there. Now I'm going to stir that a little bit, and then I'm just going to add my beer and cornstarch mixture. And I should be ready to just let it simmer for the next 5 hours or so. But I'll probably break into it before then. Alright, so it's starting to look like actual chili. Of course I won't be adding cheese to it since I'm on a low iodine diet, but you are welcome to do that before or after it's done if you are not. And here we are, 4 hours later at a very, very low simmer. Pretty much, I don't know if I can show you, pretty much as low as I can get it. And ideally, I'm supposed to cook it for another 4 hours or 5 hours. But I have to admit, I had a bowl already and it turned out pretty good. So anyways, I'll post the ingredient list in the notes, and you can go ahead and try and make it yourself. Good luck.